a good coach can get a lot out of you, especially out of a young boy. Yeah, you got to respect him. And yeah, Paul Rogers, I forgot about Paul there. He was another one that I always looked up to. But they just lead by example, a good coach, I think. And I mean, Steve Cole, he literally changed my life. When I actually think about where I was then and just spending a few years with him and how my life turned around just by giving me the knowledge that he had and showing me the ways, like the confidence you get that comes from being able to know that you can look after your spouse, especially from someone that used to get picked on like I did in school. For the first, like, I would say it all stopped from like the last 3 years of school. So all the way through school, I always used to get chased and picked on and blah blah blah. But my last 3 years of school is where it all changed. But then after that is you get taught to fight, so you know you can look after yourself, and the confidence that gave me personally, it just changed everything. If I'm honest, like everything changed. My whole outlook. I just wasn't scared of people no more. And yeah, and from there I never have been. And yeah, it changed massively.
Ciao a tutti amici and welcome to another episode of Outsider. If you don't know me, my name is Mattia and I'm your host. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and comment this video. If you're listening on Spotify, feel free to do the same. Because today I'm sitting with, hopefully I don't butcher your name, Craig Lights Out Leadbeater.
There we go. Hey, look, you're Italian, and I've got mates that can't even say my name properly.
Okay, that's perfect then.
They always say Leadbeater.
Leadbetter, no, because Beater.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is that your surname?
Yeah.
Okay.
Strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, because with your, sport, I thought it was a nickname.
It's quite apt, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, first of all, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much for your time, by the way, and for agreeing to do this with me. The first question I wanted to ask you is, what is the story behind Lights Out?
Well, I don't want to blow smoke at my ass, but if you watch any of my fights, my nickname used to be the Real Slim Craigie, but that was a bit too comical, and I wanted to take myself a bit more seriously. So I thought Lights Out Leadbeater got a little ring to it. So I went with that.
How did you come up with it? Yeah.
I don't know, I just kept knocking people out, so I thought I'd change my name.
Yeah, that's really cool. I thought somebody else gave it to you, like, I don't know, your coach or...
No, I mean, someone suggested it to me, but I just thought it sounded cool and looked good on the shorts as well. Yeah,
I've seen some videos of you, and you're right, like, every video I saw, you were just, like, knocking people out, even that guy you were talking about before. What is his name again?
Kent Kalpinen.
Yeah, he's a massive guy, and you just, like, even though he clipped you twice, you just managed to knock him out. How did that feel? How does knocking someone out feel?
Oh, knocking someone out.
In the sport, like in a ring.
Yeah. I wouldn't talk about but when you're in a ring and you, especially after a fight like that, it's amazing. I can't quite put it into words. Like after a hard grueling fight like that, and then because I literally knocked him out with 1 second left. If I wouldn't have knocked him out, I'd have lost the fight. Which is mental when you think about it, because that fight was not going my way.
Yeah.
And he knocked me down the second time. He caught me right on the end of the chin. I went flying into the corner, and it's like he said to me, I don't know how you got up from that. But in all fairness, when I watch it back, I don't know how I got up from it, to be fair. But it actually flipped a switch in me where I was totally focused and switched on. And he never touched me again after that.
Yeah.
And then something, and the rest is history. But when I watch it back, I still get goosebumps when I watch the crowd just go mental.
Yes.
And then you see my little mate Ratty in the corner, and my mate Kyle jump up on the side.
He kissed you as well, didn't he? He just grabbed you and kissed you. And
Yeah. Oh, that was Steve. Yeah. And the place just erupted.
Where was that? Where was that?
I was in the Mecca.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and funnily enough, funny story. So my mate Luke Ambidge, he had fought, Chopper his name is, he had fought just before me.
Yeah.
And I can't, Bateman. He was fighting. Oh, I don't want to forget his name now, but it was Bateman, and those two had an absolute war. Like it was a mental fight. There was knockdowns in it. It was finished in a knockout. It was very similar to the fight we had. And my mate Sean come down in the changing room just as I was warming up. He was like, "Mate, fucking hell, that ain't getting topped. There is no topping that fight." And well, the one that's always talked about is the one me and Kenton had.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show that night, those last two fights, they were mental. Like absolutely mental. It was like something out of a Rocky film.
Yeah, I was literally watching it. Like I told you, I don't normally follow boxing, but I think I might from today, because it was like I didn't see any comments or anything, so I just straight watched the video. So I didn't know who won, because I don't know your history or anything. That's why we're here today.
Yeah.
I was like, who's gonna win? The other guy seemed like he's clipping, and I was like, I think he's gonna win. And then you're just like, bam, bam. And one other question I had for you is, you have quite like I noticed like an open guard, so you don't keep your hands up as much. Why is that? What is that game?
I would say I was like a reaction fighter. So when I got taught to box, I was always taught like that, and it never felt natural to me ever. And then I had one professional fight, and my trainer at the time, Islan, he would teach me exactly the same. He would basically teach me and my mate Calvin, who have completely different styles, to box the exact same way, and it just never felt good to me. And then I stopped boxing. I had one professional fight and then stopped it after that because of money issues and that. It was not what it was cracked up to be, and that's when I started training with Gary, and I fought for Gary because he was the original. He was the start of Fight Club,
Right.
Him and Jamie Cox, and I was going. I went on my own to train for a fight, and I just used my own style, and that just come naturally. I've never done it before, never ever fought like that, trained like that before.
Yeah.
And I just went with it, and it just felt natural, and then that's how it went from then. And then all the head movements started coming. Like I've been obviously that fight is a good example because I got knocked down twice. But in all fairness, in sparring and in fights, I don't really get hit that much. But it seemed to work. I got good reactions.
Yeah, you're sort of like luring people in to give you that kind of like,
and
you just counter with like, I see you doing a lot of uppercuts, and yeah, I've seen another fight of you at I think it was on a race course about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was 10 years.
Around 10,
2015
11,
that was.
Yeah. And the same thing happened. The guy was like swinging, and you just went.
That was actually 6 weeks after the Kenton fight.
Oh, after that was. Oh, I thought it was previous to that.
No, it was just after it.
Yeah.
That was a rematch as well. He was an ex-professional, Liam Power, real good boxer, real good boxer.
He wasn't. What I noticed in that fight, he wasn't trying to punch you in the face as much. He was just giving you like body. You know,
he mixes. He's like I say, he's a really good boxer. Schooled really well, but there was a little bit of needle in that fight as well, a little bit of beef.
Oh right.
We squashed it afterwards, but yeah, there was a bit of needle because he had stepped in for me. I was meant to fight this kiddie called Paul Payne,
right?
Who we had there was a bit of like back and forth between me and him, and that fight never materialised. And he was meant to fight me, and then Liam stepped in because he pulled out, and then I knocked Liam out in the second round. At the Oasis. Do you know the Oasis? It's not there anymore.
What is it called now?
No, it's shut down.
Oh,
it's
right.
like a big swimming place in Swindon.
I do
it's
know.
A big swimming pool. It's abandoned now. It's got like a big dome over the top of it.
Great Western Way, no?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
And so I knocked him out in the second round, and apparently it was luck. And then I fought him again.
What do you mean? Apparently it was luck.
They was trying to say I got a lucky punch and all that sort of stuff.
For them,
so they wanted the rematch.
Sure.
And got the rematch, and then I folded him up like a deck chair. But
yeah, 2 or 3 times as well, didn't you?
I actually knocked him down 4 times, and fair play to him. He kept getting up.
Yeah.
But they only counted 3 of them. But the second from last, I knocked him down with 2 identical uppercuts.
Yeah.
Me and my coach had been, me and my trainer had been working on in the gym.
Yeah.
Like slip to the side and throw a right
Yeah.
uppercut. And the first one I caught him with, I didn't put no power in it at all, and it just floated and caught him straight away. And but he got back up, and I could see when he got back up, he was like Bambi on ice. And I just thought another one of them, and he's done. And sure enough, he was.
And sure he was, yeah.
He was laid out like bad, and
there were a lot of people cheering for him as well, as I could hear.
Oh, the whole place was there for him.
Right.
The whole place
Right,
was there for him.
yeah.
That was in his hometown.
Right.
He's from round there. Yeah, so I went into the Lions Den, but I wanted to because I always fight at home.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, and he was a good opponent to do that against.
What happened after? Because again, in the same video, it seemed like, I don't know if it was his coach or his friend or whatever, it was just like telling
So
you
that's
something
another.
after.
That was another kid. I can't remember his name. Something Jason, or I wanted to fight him as well. But it's because I was cheering too much. He was saying I was cheering too much, but I know for a fact if the shoe was on the other foot,
Oh,
he'd have been doing the same. Because, like I said, there was a bit of beef between us at the time.
Right.
But we since squashed it. Sometimes it just takes for you to punch each other in the face for you to give up on the beef, innit? But we squashed it in the end, but it was alright. It was a good fight though.
Yeah, I like that as well. What is boxing for you?
Wow. So I always envisioned. I didn't start boxing until I was 17. Well, 17. I might have just been turning 17. So end of 16, start of 17, and but I always wanted to do it. When I was a kid, I used to get picked on. I used to get chased, and I never got beat up because I never got caught. I was always quite fast, but there was always some of my best friends used to pick on me. Funnily enough, but I just always knew I had it in me, and it ain't until you try that you realise. And my coach at my first ever boxing match, I was 18, and that lasted about 30 seconds. I knocked him out straight away. And then my second fight, I knocked the kiddie out on the third round. And I started thinking boxing's easy, which was fucking stupid of me. And then I went 5-0. And then I thought I was Jack the Lad. So then I got all my mates to come to my next fight. This was the season after. So my first season at boxing in the amateurs, it runs in seasons.
Yeah.
So my next season, I'd have 5 fights, 5 wins, and 3 knockouts. And so I got all my mates to come to my next fight, because I always used to it was just me, my trainer, and my teammates that used to go and fight. So then I got everyone to come, and I fought this kiddie called Sadiq. I'll never forget his name. Sadiq Ali, his name was. And he weren't. I absolutely peppered him in the first round, but I used all my steam up in the first round, and I took my foot off the training as well a little bit, because I thought I was fucking big I am, and it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And in the next 2 rounds, he beat the shit out of me. Like, it never stopped me, but my face was a mess, and he just humbled me in front of all my mates, and none of my mates had ever come to watch me before, and I was gutted, man. I couldn't sleep. I got home. I was close to crying. I'll be honest with you. I was fucking devastated, but that always stayed with me. And I think you need, especially someone like me, sometimes you need a little bit of humbling, and just to keep your feet on the ground, just to let you know, like, this is an hard game. If you don't take it seriously, you're gonna get hurt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never got the rematch with him either. I wanted to, but it never come about.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to, because when I was taking it serious again, I went on to win the Western Counties, and I'd done alright, to be fair. And then the whole white collar thing come along.
Can you talk about that as well?
White collar back in the day was class, because
So I don't know what that is, for example.
White collar is basically unlicensed boxing. So you get all levels of white collar, just like you do it in pro game. You get all different levels. It's got a bit of a bad rap. It's not so much anymore, because you got the likes of Nick Blackwell. He done alright. He started off at white collar, and he went on to win a British title. He done really well. Then you got what's that heavyweight now, who's a world champion? I can't remember his bloody name. But he started white collar, and now he's a world title.
Yeah.
winner, so it's not got as bad a rap anymore. But it used to be like a little bit of murky water. But
Right.
you get all different abilities in it. You get people that can barely throw a punch
Yeah.
to people like ex-pros and like me fighting ex-pros and stuff. So
Yeah.
there's a whole different. But you got to
Right.
work your way up.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Some people just never get that good. But
Like I said, I asked you because I don't know much about boxing. Like I've got another sport, like, but obviously it's still interesting stuff. So what happened at this white collar? You were about to say that you loved it.
yeah, I love it. So it started off with Gary Turland, the governor.
You're right, Gary.
Gary, I wouldn't be nowhere without Gary, apparently. Gary made me. He made Lights Out. But yeah, no one runs a show like Gary. Gary, like, he puts... the effort he puts into shows is just second to none. For me, Steve Moto, he's my old trainer. He does a real decent show as well. But yeah, Gary, he's the OG, the original gangster. He was class at it. But yeah, white collar used to, for me, it's I don't know if people take themselves too seriously with it now. But it seems to have teetered off a little bit. I don't know if that might change. Or I don't know if it's because I don't pay much attention to it anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I stopped because it stopped being fun, I think. And yeah, I know obviously I'm getting older as well. And the desire to train every day after work becomes a bit more of a slog, especially when you got 5 kids like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, something, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it got less interesting or if I just got less interested. Do you know what I mean?
Could be a mixture of both.
Yeah,
maybe.
it could be. Yeah.
Because maybe it's not like obviously new people always come up, don't they? And maybe back in your day you used to know all the people and you'd be like, you know,
It definitely
interested in
wasn't
them now.
like I find on like so social media and that we were way more active on it. So if we used to get a beef going, a rivalry, and like garner interest like that. Whereas it seems like now everyone's like, oh, you have a good fight, or win, lose or draw, I don't care. And I'm not about that. I like to put something on the line.
Right.
So I want you to like piss me off basically,
right.
or at least try and get under my
Yeah.
skin, so I can like go at you and like. I don't just want to beat you with my fist. I want to beat you up here as well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And like with the wit and all that, and just get under people's skin.
Yeah.
And I like that. It, like that drives me. Do you know what I mean? And when it's all too nicey nice, it ain't for me.
Would you say that the fight starts before the
Oh,
bell
100%.
goes ding?
Like I much prefer that the like I don't know that having something on the line where it's a local dust up or a local derby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Real Madrid against Barcelona, just that proper like let's build it up. You know, both like because that's why I prefer fighting people around the area.
Right.
Not like all in Swindon, but people close to.
Yeah.
Because fighting someone that no one knows about that lives in Portsmouth or something like that, it's just nothing in it for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
what's the point? I mean, I've fought plenty of people from outside, but it don't G me up the same way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I like to have a local dust up with. I mean, there's plenty of good people around here. I mean, Kenton, for one, he was from Chippenham, so that's only down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I much prefer a local dust up, and just to have something on the line.
Yeah,
you know
it
what
makes
I mean?
sense. You just want to have that like bit of like not a rage, but a bit of like
Something to get my
that
teeth in.
emotion.
Yeah.
You go there and be like,
Because the problem is, especially the last few fights I had, I mean, they were all local as well, but they just didn't. None of them. I don't say I get scared anyway, but none of them like excited me enough to drag my ass to the gym every day. And like, especially on my last fight, I didn't train at all. I trained maybe 2-3 times a day. I was still drinking alcohol, but usually, as a rule, because of that. Remember that first fight I told you that I got my ass kicked?
yeah,
so I never drank before fights. So
Yeah.
I like 3 months I wouldn't touch a drink before a fight. And on my last fight, Callum Balla, I think his name was. I fought. So I trained 2, maybe 3 times a week at best, and I was still drinking like 3 weeks before the fight. Got a little injury in my rib as well from Matty Moore. He's a good boxer, good bare knuckle boxer. We was doing a Shark Tank, so basically you stay in the ring and you get 3 fresh people each time, and the fucker caught me in the rib. And that intercostal muscle, is that what it's called in your rib?
Intercostal muscle.
Yeah, and he caught me on that, and I was like, so for about 2 weeks before the fight, but he done it 3 weeks, and it just started teetering off about a week before. So I had that going on as well, and I was like, and I was the whole time I was just like, because the kiddie that I was fighting, he was 26, but he didn't. I mean, if I was 26 version of me fighting a 38-year-old version of me, I would have knocked me out in the first round.
Right.
But yeah, I just couldn't. He didn't excite me at all.
Does that come back to the fact you didn't know the guy and you just?
I didn't know much about him, but it was just one of them, because he was getting built. He was getting built up to be the next best thing, and I just didn't see it. And
right. Did you?
And that's maybe again me losing interest and not being interested anymore, and and thinking, I just knew before the fight had even started that it was going to be my last one, because the way I was training, it weren't how you're meant to train.
Yeah.
I was just doing enough, just getting a sweat on, and then thinking, that'd do. Then whereas usually I like drain myself in the gym, and I'll be next day at work I'll be like dying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just weren't doing that, and it was like even before that, even before I got the rib done, I was like, this is probably going to be the last one, because I'm just not feeling it anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. I was gonna ask you about what's the training at the gym as well for you before like a big fight or before any fight.
So I used to like training straight after so as soon as I finished work, preferably, I'd be straight up. I'd take my gym stuff to work with me, and I'd get out of the van, drive straight to the gym, do about hour and a half, 2 hours, absolute beast sessions.
Like, what do you do? Like, you get to the gym, you get change.
So it would all vary.
All right,
yeah, it would always vary. But we do circuits, like brutal circuits we used to do. And then bag work, get a bit on the pads, and I always used to like finish with sparring. I never used to spar with a head guard, because I always used to think that I thought they lulled you into a false sense of security. Because then when you get clipped with a head guard on, you're not really getting hit, are you? The head guard's getting hit. And I know that's not that's a very unorthodox way of doing it, but it used to sharpen my senses up. So I'd make sure I'd move my head, which I thought, personally for me, it sharpened me up. So that's why I would do it.
Yeah.
And and if you got clipped, that was your own fault, pretty much.
Makes sense. Do you miss those days then?
Oh, massively. Like, it's funny. I'm training. I'm sparring with Harry Balla. He's a good fighter, young kid. He cut up and come in, real good he is. But I'm sparring him Tuesday. So I'd still like to keep my toe in the door. I ain't done no sparring. The last person I sparred was him, actually, about a year ago.
All right.
So that'd be interesting. I hope he don't beat me up too much. But yeah.
Are you currently not doing anything then for?
I do a bit of weights and that. Yeah, I haven't done any. I ain't done no running. Like, I ain't done no cardio. The only cardio I do really is walking.
Right.
So nothing major. But I still stay in the gym, train like 3-4 times a week, because I don't want to get old. Don't want to get
Makes
old
sense.
and decrepit. You know what I mean? I'm 40 this year, so
Makes sense.
I want to stay. I've got a beautiful young daughter as well, so I've got to keep the hounds away from her as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let them boys know that she can't be fucked about with. But still try. I'll always try and stay in shape. Gets harder the more beer you drink when you get older.
Yeah.
But, I'll try and keep on top of it.
That's good. I always want to be like that as well. I
Yeah,
really
same.
hope I can. You know.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
The older you get, but now I'm running the job now rather than actually working, so I'm off the tools. So it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, makes sense.
But when you got to go and slog it out at work all day and then come home and then go to the gym. My job now is more mental than physical.
Yeah.
Which has its, trust me, it has its like hard times as well when you're constantly stressing or something like that.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, it's definitely easier than lugging heavy, because I'm a ground worker, so you're lugging around heavy curbs, slabs.
Yeah, very hard job.
Yeah, it is a hard job.
Yeah.
Digging through hard ground, like traipsing through wet, muddy ground. And
Yeah.
you got that much mud on the bottom of your boot.
You gotta drag it with you all the
Oh, it's a
everywhere
slog,
you
man.
go. Yeah.
But yeah, so I used to do that and then go training.
Yeah.
So, and it's only because the hunger and appetite was there that you could do it both, as well as having kids. So that takes up your time, and then you also have dad guilt, where you got your kids and like you got to. So I used to take. I've always been one to take my kids to the gym with me, just try and get them involved and stuff.
Yeah.
But still, you take them with you, and then you've got to then switch on to what you're doing. So you're not really paying attention to them, and I always used to feel a bit guilty about that. So yeah,
Do you train with them at all? Like
I was just, funnily enough, before I come here, I was
Yeah.
at the gym. Like the gym was empty today, and we just went to the gym, had a little piss about on the pads, and
That's good.
yeah, I always like none of my kids box. I think not my second youngest son. Like I say, I've got 5 kids. I've got 4 boys and 1 girl. But my 3-year-old boy, he's an absolute brute.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a nutcase. But yeah, I think he'll be, out of any of my kids for now, I think he's the only one that'll become like a fighter, because the others, they're not. I wouldn't say. Well, Travis is soft, but my oldest boy, he can throw his hands. He's pretty decent, to be fair.
Are you teaching them then? Like
Yeah, I do a little bit, and funnily enough, he trains with my ex-coach as well.
Right, okay.
From way back in the day, when I was an amateur.
I think I saw some videos actually. If that's your son, you training with like a little boy.
Yeah,
if he
that's
was
my
here.
son. Yeah. And he's actually pretty decent, man. But he's a footballer, so he loves playing footy.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, football's more his thing. But I have said to him, look, get into it and see how you get on.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'd be watching him, because I get nervous watching my mates fight. I get way more nervous watching people I know than I do fighting myself. And I think watching my own son do it would be, I'd be a mess.
That was gonna be one of the questions I had for you as well. Like, what is the feeling before you enter that ring? Before, even the day before, what goes on in like a fighter's head?
So as time goes by, it got way easier. Like when my first fight, didn't know what to expect, and it was over in 30 seconds.
Sure, yeah.
So my second fight, I just didn't care. I was like, it's going to be the same as the first one. And matey was pretty good, and he was a southpaw as well. And I hate southpaws. I hate fighting southpaws. And he was a southpaw, and I didn't know nothing about it at the time, because I was new to it.
Can you specify what that is
So
for me, please?
orthodox, right hand's back here, and you're like that, but southpaw, you're that way round.
Right, okay.
Which don't seem like nothing, to be honest. When I'm explaining to you, you're probably thinking, what's the difference? It's just a different look, and they capitalise on things that you would never usually get from an orthodox fighter.
Right.
And yeah, you just got to be more on your toes, and there's less openings and stuff like that. Some people get on really well with it, but I just never did. I hate it. And yeah, and I still knocked him out, but it was in the 3rd round. And so I still, like, the fight had happened, and I had still like won, and won by knockout. So on the 3rd fight, I thought this, like, fucking, he must have been what felt like 10 foot tall, but he was like 6'5", and he was, honestly, I was like that trying to hit him. And this is back in the day as well, when like there was smoke where you were fighting. I remember looking in the ring as you were walking in. Obviously, the lights are under the ring, and all you could see was a big cloud of smoke.
Or people smoking inside.
Yeah, mental, man. When I think about it, it's fucking mental. And then you got to go in there.
Yeah, and you're like,
breathing it in. I remember my lungs being on fire. Honestly, not even joking. Obviously, being tired anyway, because you're flipping throwing punches at people.
Yeah.
But then, when I think about it, it's fucking mental. But back to your point, like, so back then, like, I never used to be nervous, and then you have a couple of hard fights, and then the nerves kick in, because then you know what's coming. But then I got that beating, and then I always used to train hard then. So I would only ever be slightly nervous if I knew I hadn't trained properly. So whenever I knew I had cut corners or I had just half-assed training a little bit, there would be some nerves. I remember, you might have seen it, I knocked some kiddie out in like 30 seconds. It was like it was like a 1-2.
I have not seen that. No.
But his name was Terry West. He was just about to turn pro and all that, so he's pretty decent. And I hadn't trained properly for him either. So I was a little bit nervy going into that fight, but I knocked him out straight away. And so I got away with one there. But whenever I've trained solid, I'm never nervous. I'm excited, if anything. I just want to go off and shout. I want to go out there and show off. But yeah, never really nervous. Even in my last fight, like I didn't even train properly. And I know I didn't train properly. I knew I was still drinking, but there wasn't an ounce of nerves about me. I wasn't nervous at all, nah. I never used to really deal with nerves very much.
Is it because you didn't care then?
I didn't care, to be fair, but prior to that, no, I never used to get nervous because I knew I always used to train properly. And I always knew I've always got an equaliser, and I always knew if I caught someone, then I was going to be a problem. But
makes sense.
Yeah, I never really, as I got older, especially when I started white collar, I never really, because you develop as a man and stuff, don't you? And you get your personality, and like, yeah, I just never. If I did get nervous, I used to channel it the right way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I always used to feel more adrenaline rather than like actual anxious nerves. I always used to feel like, oh, I can't wait to get in there.
Yeah, makes sense.
It couldn't come quick enough most times.
I get nervous. I've only done like 2 or 3 competitions. I do jiu-jitsu. Obviously, very amateur. Like,
yeah.
I'm not pro or anything. I'm just an amateur. I just love training. And to go back to the point you said earlier, I'm very lucky that I start work quite late in the morning, so I can get up really early in the morning, like 5:30, and go training at 6. So I just get that
hard
done.
in the morning, though, isn't it?
It's harder for me to go after work.
Really?
Because I'm tired. I'm not focused enough. I get beaten up. It's not like I don't get beaten up in the morning. Don't get me wrong, but I'm sharper in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the first thing I'm doing in the morning, so my head is just available. You know, I've got nothing in my head. So I do understand what you mean when you say like going after work must be devastating. I wouldn't be able to.
That's what used to be my key, though. I used to have to go straight from work. So if I used to go home, chill out, sit down, watch
Even
a bit
worse.
of telly, have dinner,
Yeah.
I'd switch off.
Yeah.
And then you got to get yourself back up for it again. That's why I used to like going straight from work, straight to the gym, because then I was still going.
Yeah, you still have the buzz from work a little bit.
The amount of times I used to tell myself, I'm going to go in the morning. I'm going to go for a run in the morning. I never did, because I'm shit in the morning, honestly.
I can't, if I don't go, because I love going to training so much and learning and just be on the mat. It's the only time I can because of work.
Yeah.
I can't go after work because the class is already over. So my only time is in the morning. So it's hard when you hear the alarm going off at like 5. It's hard. You just gotta get out. Yeah, but I don't know how, but I do it, and every week I just go there 3-4 times. But yeah, taking all these off. You said earlier it was about to turn pro. You said this a few times. How does someone turn pro? Who decides?
In all fairness, mate, when I got it pitched to me, being pro's easy. Like it's just as like in any sport, you get levels. So you get your Sunday league football player, and then you get Ronaldo.
Right.
And then in between it goes like that, doesn't it? And professional is no different to that. You can. So I got it pitched up to me that it was going to be this, that, and the other. I had my fight. I sold as many tickets as I was meant to sell, and I still didn't get paid. I come away from the fight, didn't have no money to my name, and I was like, nah, because I thought at least after the fight I can take my daughter on holiday, because I hadn't seen her for ages, because I was constantly. I got a job on the bins, so I could be running all day every day, and then go to the gym, and then I was leaving the house at 6 and getting home at about 7, so I wouldn't really see her because she was only a little girl. But I thought at least after the fight, I'd have some money, I'd be able to take us on holiday, and then I'd spend some time with her. And then when I didn't get paid, I was like, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm not hanging around to line the pockets of people that couldn't give a shit. So then I thought, I'm just going to go into white collar, unlicensed, and I'll make money for someone else just to annoy them, really, to annoy the people that ripped me off. So I'd done that. And then, never looked back. I used to make good money. I mean, some fights I made over $3,500. So, it was all good.
So it's someone that comes and say to you, do you want to be a pro? And what happens? Do they sponsor you or something?
I mean, anyone, honestly, if you can get a trainer, especially a pro trainer, anyone can turn pro.
Right.
And anyone has. I mean, there are some dreadful professionals out there. There are some, I mean, I've knocked out a few of them, but I wouldn't say they were dreadful, but I mean, that's the level. They're getting knocked out by a white collar fighter. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, there are some pros that can't throw a punch. I mean, there are heavyweight pros that I've sparred with that I've dropped numerous times, and they're heavyweights.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna name names,
Yeah.
but I've knocked them clean, and like, they're heavyweight professionals.
Makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? It just for me, being a pro, it sounds good, doesn't it? I'm a professional boxer, but it don't hold no weight with me, not at all.
Who was your inspiration?
I wouldn't really say. I used to love Ricky Hatton, but no one really inspired me to be a boxer because, like I say, I got into it quite late.
Right.
But my favourite boxers, if that's what... my favourite boxers when I was growing up, obviously everyone loved Mike Tyson. I loved Tyson when I was growing up. Then I loved Manny Pacquiao, Ricky Hatton. Joe Kawasaki is probably my favourite British fighter. But I always liked exciting fighters. But they were my top 5, I would say. Kawasaki, Hatton, Pacquiao, Tyson. That's 4. I have a top 4.
What do you think about the Tyson and Jake Paul's fight? Have you seen it?
Mate, do you know what? Jake Paul's a sore point because my missus actually likes him. I found that out after being with her for about a year, and I was like, this could be a deal breaker. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Jake Paul's a clown, isn't he? But I mean, it could just be a shtick that he's just using to. He might not be what he is, but I mean, I was so happy to watch AJ knock him out. But yeah, that whole Tyson Jake Paul thing, the fact that Jake Paul was taking it seriously was like, Tyson was what, 58? He even had back problem. He had to pull out from the first one because he had like a mini heart attack or something like that. It was just a cash grab, wasn't it? But
he was training really seriously, though. He was.
I know. How serious can you train at 58?
Yeah.
Like, fighting's a young man's game. Do you know what I mean? And at 58, Mike Tyson, when he was, I think his last pro fight, he was about 40, 30. He's my age now, and he was fighting at a good level at that age. But 18 years on and still coming back. I mean, don't get me wrong, he probably made fucking fair few quid out of it.
Yeah.
But, mental.
Do you think he was rigged?
I mean,
like, your opinion, obviously. Like I said,
you can see. I mean, everyone says it about Jake Paul, don't they? That he rigs the fights, and I mean, the problem is, the kid's got a lot of money, and it wouldn't surprise me if he goes up to him and says, "Look, if you do X, Y, Z, you'll get a couple more quid in your purse." Wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying it is the case, but
it's just...
Tyson definitely looked like he pulled a few punches. Do you know what I mean?
Like.
Yeah, like
I saw some clips.
I've seen it, but again, people can they can muster up anything online now to make things look a certain way.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Jake Paul's a twat. I can't stand him.
I don't know the guy, but
he seems a prick. Anyway, let's just say that I don't like it when people take themselves too seriously,
Mm.
and he takes himself way too serious. Like, you're not a boxer. Come on, you was gonna fight Gervonta Davis, who's 5'4" and like 135 pounds. He fights at, doesn't he? And he fights like he walks around at like 200.
Yeah.
How can you take yourself seriously? And then he goes from that to fighting AJ. It's like, and then the whole time he was fighting AJ, he was just trying not to get beat up.
Yeah.
And then running around. As soon as his leg got too tired, he got clipped, and that was it. But yeah.
Makes sense. So you don't... would you say that there is like a limit to each person that tries... My question is, do you think anyone can become like a good pro, or there is like a limit to a person?
Well, I mean, obviously there are good pros, isn't there? There's fucking really good pros.
Yeah.
But what, coming from white collar, you mean?
In general, for example, in my opinion, not everyone, no matter how much you train, I don't think that you can be a
born
Messi.
with it. Yeah, born
for
with it.
example.
Of course, yeah, 100%. Like nature over nurture, pretty much, isn't it? Yeah, you can only train as far as your abilities are going to let you. Some people have the attributes to be able to do certain things. Like, take Tyson Fury, for example. I don't think Tyson Fury is that good. He is just blessed with great attributes, as in he's really tall, he's fast and got good footwork. But if you actually shrunk him down to a normal sized bloke, I don't think he's great at all.
Right.
But he uses his attributes well. Also, I can't stand him, but there's always that. So I got that little bit of bias. But then you've got people like Mayweather. He was absolutely class. Again, not one of my favourites, but you can't deny that he's absolutely shit hot. But he's elite. But you're only ever gonna be. I mean, that can take you a lot of places. Do you know what I mean? If you're dialed in and you've got a good heart and like you want it, that can take a lot of people a lot of places. Like Nick Blackwell, for example, he started at white collar and he become British champion. Do you know what I mean? And that I'll be honest with you, that was mainly through heart and determination over talent. Like, don't get me wrong, he was a talented kid, but he was like, he had it in here. But yeah, everyone's got a ceiling, but you got to be a special breed to be able to get to the elite and even the really good. But that's why there's only one Messi and one Ronaldo, isn't it?
Yeah, makes sense. It's the same thing with singing, for example. You can have as many lessons and
you've either got it or you ain't, innit?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I asked you, because obviously, again, I don't know much about boxing, so I don't know. I suspect he's like that for everything as well, but it's always worth asking.
yeah, there's definitely,
Yeah.
there's definitely levels to ability. Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Do you mind sharing a little bit of your teenage years and before you started boxing, if you were happy with it?
Is this X-rated, is it? Is this getting aired after 9 o'clock at night? No, I was boxing, really, I don't want to use the cliche of saved me, because it didn't in that respect, but it pulled me away from doing the naughty shit that I was doing. I mean, my kids are going to watch this, so I ain't going to say too much, but there was I done stuff that I shouldn't have done. I was doing getting in trouble by the police a lot. I spent more time in the prison cells than I did anywhere else. Community service, doing drinking and stuff like that. And yeah, the good thing about boxing, which is why I want my kids to do it, is it cleans your act up a little bit. If you've got a good coach, and I had really good coaches, Steve Cole, big up Steve Cole, he was class. Joe Rona, they kicked you into touch. Do you know what I mean? They made sure that if they found out you was doing anything that you shouldn't have been doing outside of the gym, they'd let you know about it, and because you respected them, you'd sort of listen. And but yeah, I was a naughty, not naughty, but I mischievous as a teen.
Yeah.
Always getting into trouble. Not always getting into trouble, because like I say, I was fast. I always used to get away.
Yeah.
But could have got into a lot more trouble
Fair
had
enough.
it not been for boxing.
Thank you. Out of respect for you, and because you say your kids are gonna watch this, like this
Yeah,
is fine
yeah.
for me. I would love to hear more, but
Yeah.
maybe another time.
Off camera.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about coaches as well, and what is the relationship between the fighter and the coach? How do
Yes.
you see that relationship?
It's pivotal, man. A good coach can get a lot out of you, especially out of a young boy. Yeah, you got to respect him, and yeah, Paul Rogers. I forgot about Paul there. He was another one that I always looked up to, but they just lead by example. A good coach, I think, and I mean Steve Cole. He literally changed my life. When I actually think about where I was then, and just spending a few years with him and how my life turned around just by giving me the knowledge that he had, and showing me the ways, like the confidence you get that comes from being able to know that you can look after your spouse, especially from someone that used to get picked on, like I did in school. For the first, like I would say, it all stopped from like the last 3 years of school. So all the way through school, I always used to get chased and picked on and blah blah blah. But my last 3 years of school, it was where it all changed. But then after that is you get taught to fight, so you know you can look after yourself, and the confidence that gave me personally, it just changed everything. If I'm honest, like everything changed. My whole outlook. I just wasn't scared of people no more.
Yeah.
And yeah, and from there I never have been. And yeah, it changed massively.
It's not a confidence where you think, "Oh, I'm gonna beat that guy up" or anything
It's a
like
quiet
that, right?
confidence. I mean, don't get me wrong, when you're like 18 and you're full of testosterone,
Yeah.
you are looking for it a little bit. Don't get me
little
wrong,
bit, yeah.
because you want to prove yourself. But like now, it's just a quiet confidence. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you just don't. You're not.
You don't care
I'm
anymore.
never worried about anything like that, and it is a nice feeling. I forget about it as well, and then. Like, it is nice reminding yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like when you go back in, you hit the bags and that, and you think, "Oh yeah, still good." Do you know what I mean? But it's nice to be because I've never been like loud and brash about it. Maybe when I was having building up a fight and stuff.
Yeah.
But as a rule, like on site, I never tell anyone I used to box, and then inevitably they find out. But I prefer talking to people before they know I've done anything. So then that, because what I always used to find is I'd get on site. Someone would say that I boxed, and then everyone would like tiptoe around you and stuff, or be wary of you, and I never like that feeling. And then I don't mind them finding out after a couple of months or whatever, and then go, "Oh, I never knew you boxed," and think, "But no, I won't mess with you, mate." But then you already know who they are, so you know they know who you are, so they don't have to tiptoe around you.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that thought of. Although in boxing it's handy to be intimidating, I don't like intimidating people that I don't. Especially people that I find like I feel like a bit of a bully. Do you know what I mean? I ain't even done anything.
Yeah.
So if I do have a mix up with someone, I straight away feel like I'm picking on them.
Yeah.
And it makes me, because remember I used to get picked on, so I know it ain't a very nice feeling. So it always make it. Yeah, it's a weird place in my head.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, I've never been in your position because I'm not like that. You're very, built and everything, so I'm not intimidating in that way. So I don't know what that means, but I know what it means to be picked on, and so yeah, I totally agree with that. So if you could suggest, what would you say to people that are looking to, either start boxing or they're looking to that next step to become a pro or something like that? What would you suggest them?
I'd suggest anyone try any like form of combat, like jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, fight, anything with structure, boxing, anything that you've got to be disciplined. You get your trials and tribulations through it. You got to learn the hard way sometimes. I think it's good for character. I would suggest to anyone, even when it comes to like rugby or football and stuff, like something where you've got to be disciplined and stick to something, I think is good for anyone, especially young kids. But the whole pro game, I can't even comment on that because I've been a bit I hold a bit of a bias to that because of my whole thing. But if you can be good, if you can become a good professional, obviously you can. But it's very hard at low level.
Yeah.
You've got to have a name, really. Boxing's a business at the end of the day. And to start from the bottom, I can't remember his name. Heavyweight. It's gonna bug the shit out of me now. He's fighting. He's fighting Daniel Dubois next. You know what I'm on about? I can't
Unfortunately
remember. It's gonna bug me. It'll probably come to my head as soon as we leave here.
Is he British or is
British,
he like...
yeah. I can't remember his name. It's gonna bug me. But anyway,
Yeah.
he started at white collar and now he's fighting for a world title. He's a world champion now, which is mental. So again, that boils down to where, like, it's in here. Do you know what I mean? He's got the determination. Obviously, you need to be matched right and stuff like that. But as a rule, being a boxer, if you ain't got a big name before you started it, i.e., if you can't sell a lot of tickets, you ain't really gonna get anywhere. You're very rarely anyway.
So how does someone get to that point to sell a lot of tickets?
Well, you've got to be well known around your area, really. That's where it starts, isn't it? So, i.e.,
popularity and
you got to be popular. You've got to be a mixture of, you've got to be popular. You've got to be fun to watch, exciting to watch, whether that be knockouts or just funny. Being able to like have good press conferences and stuff like that. Like Dave Allen. Dave Allen, he's not exactly exciting to watch, but he's funny on the mic. And then you've either got to sell tickets, be exciting fighter, but there are plenty of exciting fighters that don't sell tickets, especially on like in lower level. It's just basically you got to be able to sell tickets.
Yeah,
that's the be all and end all. You've got to be able to make promoters money, so that they'll invest in you, and then you can go up a bit further. But
it's really hard.
At low level, yeah, you don't really hear about low level pros getting anywhere and building their way up.
Yeah,
you're either there or thereabouts and then get teetered on over. You don't really start here and then work your way up. It's very rare that happens anyway.
Makes sense.
As far as I know.
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you mean. I really hope you guys, if you're trying, that you can.
Yeah,
but yeah,
same.
What is the biggest regret you have from your life?
Fucking hell, it's a bit deep, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't really got many regrets, if I'm honest. Maybe, I mean, it's not a regret as such, but I wish I started boxing a little bit earlier. Like, because really good boxers, they start when they're young, don't they? They start like, I don't know, 10, even it's earlier than that. But I just wish because my boxing gym, funnily enough, was only round the corner from where I lived when I was a kid. I lived down in Penhill, like I said. And my boxing gym was right round the corner. And I never went into it. And I didn't even really know it was there until I got a little bit older. But yeah, that's one of my regrets. I never started it a bit sooner. Because there was an old Mickey Dapper Price. He always says to me, because I just missed. He just retired from being a trainer, and he always used to say, you would have went far if I had you under my tutelage and all that sort of stuff. And that would have been good if I would have started just. So when was I? I was 17 when I started. I think he retired when I was 16. So if I'd have got in there when I was 10, I'd have had a good 6 years of him then. But yeah, that would have been good.
Makes sense. I've got another deep question. If you could talk to yourself, whatever time you choose, what would you say to yourself when you were obviously little?
To one of my, and I try and tell my kids this all the time. Care less about what strangers think. So I always used to try and, even when I was doing not this first podcast actually, but I always at press conferences and stuff. I always used to second guess what everyone else was thinking, and you can't please all people all the time, can you? And the easiest way to be authentic is to what I think is don't give a shit what people think, because opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and some are full of shit. So I just try not to care about what anyone thinks. I try not to second guess what anyone thinks anymore, because I used to all the time. I always used to, like, oh, can I say that? Can I say that? Now I just don't give a shit. I think that comes with age.
Right.
But I wish I cared less about what people thought.
I think I need that as well. You know,
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, I got eight years on me. Yeah, it'll come.
Yeah, I mean, by doing this as well, you know, putting cameras on and being like, you know, putting it
It's
out
hard,
there,
isn't it? Like
it's
when I
hard,
used to,
and
like when I used to get on a camera, I used to always think like, what are they thinking on the other side of it? But
exactly.
I think you've got to not give a shit a little bit.
I'm learning, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And also, like, again, today, most people could think, why is this guy that doesn't know anything about boxing and such being interviewed like an ex-pro or semi-pro? Like, it wouldn't fit me, right? But it's, again, I don't care. I just want to know Craig. I want to know your story. I want to hear about it. I want to learn about it, because, you know, I only have this life.
Yeah, of course.
There is a saying that says you only live once, right? I don't agree with it. I think you live every day. You die only once. So if I can learn something from you today, which I have through these conversations, I'm happy. You know? So yeah, I do agree with what you said. But yeah, it was a very good conversation. Thank you so much for your time today and for explaining everything to me.
It's been cool, man. I've liked it.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much, and, you know, hopefully I will see you next time. Right, thank you, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.